Ever scrolled through a website, found that perfect item, and then hesitated at the checkout because, well, the price tag felt a little intimidating? You start thinking, maybe I could break this down? Maybe there's a way to make this more manageable? And then you see it, Affirm. Those 4 little letters promising to split your purchase into easy payments. But then, another question pops up, doesn't it? Okay, this sounds good, but is there a limit? Can I use this for anything, or are there rules? Today, we're diving deep into the world of Affirm, specifically tackling that burning question. Is there a minimum or maximum purchase amount for using Affirm? We're going to unravel the intricacies, clear up the confusion, and give you the straight facts you need to make informed decisions about your spending. Let's be honest, the world of buy now pay later services has exploded. It's become a go-to option for many, offering a sense of financial flexibility that traditional payment methods sometimes lack. But with this popularity comes a wave of questions, and understandably so. We want to know the fine print, the limitations, and the true cost of convenience. Imagine this. You're redecorating your living room. You've found the perfect couch, the ideal rug, and those accent chairs you've been dreaming of. You're ready to transform your space, but the total hits your wallet a little harder than expected. You think, Affirm could be perfect here. But then, the nagging doubt. Is this even eligible? Am I spending too much? Too little? Or, on the flip side, what if you're making a smaller purchase? Maybe it's a new gadget, a pair of sneakers, or a subscription service. You see Affirm as an option, but you wonder, is this even worth it? Is there a minimum amount I need to spend? These are valid questions, and they highlight the core of what we're exploring today. The reality is, the answer isn't always a simple yes or no. It's nuanced and depends on several factors. First, let's address the concept of a minimum purchase amount. Generally speaking, Affirm doesn't impose a universal, across-the-board minimum purchase requirement. This is one of the aspects that makes it appealing for smaller purchases. Unlike some financing options that require you to spend a certain amount to qualify, Affirm often allows you to use its services for relatively modest transactions. However, this doesn't mean there are no limitations whatsoever. The minimum amount you can finance with Affirm can vary depending on the specific retailer you're shopping with. Some retailers might set their own minimum thresholds, particularly if they're offering exclusive promotions or financing deals through Affirm. For example, a retailer specializing in high-end electronics might have a minimum purchase amount for Affirm financing to ensure that the transaction is financially viable for them. On the other hand, a smaller online boutique might offer Affirm for even the smallest purchases as a way to attract customers and boost sales. It's crucial to check the specific terms and conditions displayed at the checkout page of the retailer's website. You'll usually find clear information about any minimum purchase requirements, as well as the available financing options. Now, let's tackle the other side of the coin, the maximum purchase amount. This is where things get a little more complex. Unlike the minimum, the maximum amount you can finance with Affirm is influenced by a variety of factors, primarily your creditworthiness. Affirm conducts a real-time credit assessment when you apply for financing. This assessment takes into account your credit history, your existing debts, and your overall financial profile. Based on this assessment, Affirm determines the maximum amount you're eligible to borrow. This means that the maximum purchase amount isn't a fixed number. It can vary significantly from person to person. Someone with a strong credit history and a stable financial background might be approved for a larger financing amount compared to someone with a less established credit profile. Additionally, the maximum amount can also depend on the retailer you're shopping with. Some retailers might have agreements with Affirm that allow for higher financing limits, especially for big-ticket items like furniture, appliances, or travel packages. Another factor that influences the maximum amount is the length of the repayment term you choose. Affirm offers various repayment options, ranging from a few months to several years. Longer repayment terms might allow you to finance a larger purchase, but it's important to remember that longer terms also mean you'll be paying more in interest over time. It's also worth noting that Affirm uses what they refer to as adaptive checkout. This means the options available to you, including the maximum amount, can change based on the specific purchase you're making and your history with Affirm. So, even if you've been approved for a certain amount in the past, it doesn't guarantee that you'll be approved for the same amount for every purchase. To find out your specific maximum financing amount, you'll need to go through the application process at the checkout. Affirm will provide you with a personalized offer based on your credit assessment. One important point to remember is that just because you're approved for a certain amount doesn't mean you should spend it all. It's crucial to be mindful of your budget and only borrow what you can comfortably afford to repay. The convenience of buy now, pay later services can be tempting, but it's essential to use them responsibly. Let's talk about the practical implications of these minimum and maximum amounts. If you're planning a large purchase, it's a good idea to research the retailer's policies and Affirm's terms and conditions beforehand. Check for any minimum purchase requirements and consider applying for pre-qualification to get an estimate of your maximum financing amount. This can help you plan your budget and avoid any surprises at the checkout. For smaller purchases, Affirm can be a convenient option, especially if you want to spread out the payments over a few months. However, it's essential to weigh the benefits against the potential costs. Consider the interest rate and the total amount you'll be paying over time. If the interest rate is high, it might be more cost-effective to pay for the purchase up front or use a credit card with a lower interest rate. Another key consideration is the impact on your credit score. While Affirm performs a soft credit check during the pre-qualification process, which doesn't affect your credit score, they do perform a hard credit check when you finalize your purchase. This hard inquiry can have a temporary impact on your credit score. Also, making timely payments on your Affirm loans can positively impact your credit score, while late or missed payments can have a negative effect. It's crucial to manage your payments responsibly and ensure you can meet your obligations. In summary, there's no universal minimum or maximum purchase amount for using Affirm. The minimum can vary depending on the retailer, while the maximum is determined by your creditworthiness and other factors. Always check the specific terms and conditions at the checkout and be mindful of your budget. Using Affirm responsibly can be a valuable tool for managing your finances and making purchases more manageable. However, it's essential to understand the terms and conditions and avoid overspending. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.